if the thing you're weighing is lighter, the scale will go like that. And if it is heavier, it will go like that. So, in the same way, one side our attachment to the material world, and one side attachment for God. In the spiritual world, attachment for God and Guru. So if we have great attachment for the world, naturally the scale will be like this. Right? If attachment for the world is very great, so naturally the scale will be like this. In other words, because the attachment for the world is so great, we have no or very little attachment for God and Guru in the spiritual world. As we become detached from the material world, or we get attached to God and Guru, the scale will start moving. Okay? When it's equal, it will come here. And as this side is getting greater, attachment for God and Guru, the scale will start moving like this. Eventually we want it to be like this. Right? Where we have zero or no attachment for the material world and 100% attachment for God and Guru. So this is not strange that people in the material world who have great attachment or have lots of things in the material world, they have very little attraction for God and Guru. And this is why one statement, it is easier for a camel to enter the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of God. In the scripture also in the Ramayana says, Nahi ko as janma jagmahi prabhuta pahi jahi madanahi. There never was, nor is, nor will there be such a person who have acquired something more in a big amount, beauty, status, knowledge, wealth, post, something in a big amount in the material world and has not become arrogant. That's why the statement has been made, it's easier for, of course people, this is in the Bible, but nobody understands that. Right? Nobody understands what it means, a Christian, that it is easier for a rich man to enter the kingdom, for a camel to enter the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of God, because all the preacher is saying, if you come to Christ, you accept Christ, you will become a billionaire. In other words, you'll never go to God. So they don't understand. So in the philosophy, Sanatana Dharma tells us, why? Because it brings arrogance. Now, that's the rule. Ye niyam hai. But there's exception. To every rule there's an exception, subsection. There are instances that people have lots of wealth, big position, very beautiful, and yet they are attached to God. So in the Gita, Shri Krishna says, Prapya punya kitam loka nushitva shashvati samaha shuchinam shrimatam geho yoga bhrashto bhijayate. Chapter 6 verse 41. Someone has been doing lots of bhakti, but yoga bhrash means they did not attain God-realization. They have attained 90% love for God, bhakti, 80%, 90%. So there is some percentage yet to reach perfection. So they have to take birth again. They have to come back in the world. Such people are born maybe in very wealthy home, very beautiful. They have everything in the material world, yet totally detached. It's because of the bhakti, the amount of love they had acquired for God in the past life. So that's the exception. The rule is, generally, you have something excess in the material world in a big amount, it brings arrogance. There's a rule. But there's an exception. Few, but there are. All right? Understand?
Yeah, understood.
Okay. This one here. And somebody there, but let's go to her first.
Bhaiya, I heard devotees say it's more important to pay your seva or send seva to India than go and visit the ashrams. Could you explain?
It's more better to send the seva to India than to go to India.
Yeah. Is it true?
To do your seva is important. When we take things from Guru and we do not repair it, or we do not fulfill that pledge we made, it's like you're a thief. You're getting so much and yet you're not given something in return. So it's like you're being a thief. So we should make an effort. Even if you can't do it, Guru does not expect us to do anything. He wants to see how much we are willing to give up for him. That's what he's looking at, our effort. How much effort we are making. So at least if you're making effort, you didn't finish it, but it's fine, you died, no problem. Guru's noting, Radha Rani is noting how much effort you made. You made no effort? Nobody can come and kill me and make me do anything. So, and you leave it, then you're a thief. Then you go to hell for sure. You've stolen from Guru. So, effort you should make continuously, but doesn't mean you should not go. Right? We keep saying over and over that Guru Dham, the abode of the Guru, is Guru himself. Right? Dham और धामी में भेद नहीं है. The place that he appears, where he has taken descension, and that entity, whether it's God or a saint, they are one and the same. This is the philosophy. So if you have that strong belief, that philosophy, that the place of descension, the abode, and the one who descended, they are the same, then if you want to see Radha Rani, Shri Krishna, you want to see Maharaji, then you should go to Barsana, you should go to Vrindavan, you should go to, now we call it Kripalu Dham, right? Make effort still. Guru is looking, everything is important, all right? That will help you, that will help in your... God is everywhere, in every particle of the world, but when we visit these places, there's special benefits. So no, you should go also. That because it's one and the same. All right? Yeah, you yeah.
Radhe Radhe Bhaiya.
Yeah.
So what is the right state of the mind? Like God and Guru is always with you. You have already attained him. You just has to realize his grace and just understand that he is always with you. Versus you have to make an effort. They're two separate entities, and you always are like crying for receiving the grace from him. What is the right state of mind?
So God realization is not a big thing. We have attained God realization. God is sitting in our heart. The problem is that we haven't realized that. Right? Something is preventing us, which we call Maya. God realization is not a big thing. Bhagwan Krishna says in Gita, Ishvara sarva bhutanam hriddeshe runatishtati. Chapter 18, verse 61. God, Shri Krishna, Radha Rani, the same Radha Rani, Shri Krishna in Golok, is sitting in the heart of every living being. Also, when we accept a true Guru, Kshotriya Brahmanishta Mahapurush, as Guru, who is Radha Krishna personified, he's also sitting in the heart. It's up to us now to realize that. We don't have the faith. The more that faith comes, the more you realize, the more you're going to experience and actually feel their presence. It's up to us to do that. God realization is not a big thing. That's done. Whether you're an atheist, you never believe in God, or you believe in God. He's there. We don't have the faith. We don't believe. It's up to us to believe that. The faith has to come. And that's why we are practicing sadhana, by listening to the philosophy given by a true Guru, true saint. This will build our faith. And practicing, right? Not being careless, keeping away from kusang, trying to save yourself from kusang. All that will help you. Slowly, slowly, one day you'll realize it's already there. Right? So God realization is not a big thing. We have to just realize that. All right?
भैया जैसे साधना में निराशा आती है तो उसको ओवरकम करने के लिए क्या करना चाहिए?
Right. So निराशा नहीं होना चाहिए. Nirasha, to get depressed, right? To feel depressed. This is actually Maharaji in one lecture says in many times. This is actually naam aparad, because you don't have faith in Guru, right? Remember, looking, we uncountable lifetimes of wickedness, sin, impurities stored in the heart, in the mind. It will take time to clean that. Even in the world, if a piece of cloth, and we had given Maharaji has given the example of the mind being like a dirty rag cloth. It's been dirty for a long time. You wash it one time in the water, some dirtiness come out, but there's still a lot more. You keep washing it, it gets more and more clean. So there's no need. Once you have Maharaji and you accept him as Guru in your heart, he's there. We are not able to realize that because of the condition of the heart, the mind, but we have to develop that faith. Keep thinking, Maharaji is with me, always with me. The scripture is saying that God is in your heart, sitting all the time. That's a fact. And when we accept Guru, a true saint as a Guru, then he also sits there. And Maharaji keeps telling us, I will never leave you. Right? Until you attain God realization, once you accept him, he will never leave. Right? We can leave him, he can't leave us. We just have to keep doing what following Agya Palan. So once someone asked Maharaji, the person didn't go, they sent a letter to Sri Maharaji in Bhakti Dham, Kripalu Dham. And so I was there. The person was reading the letter to Maharaji. Supposing I have a Guru and he leaves before I attain God realization, what will happen to me? So Maharaji says, don't worry, things will be okay, just keep doing. So, but the person keep insisting, will he attain God? Can he still attain that aim of life, ultimate aim? And Maharaji said, yes. Everything you will attain, provided one thing, कि आज्ञा पालन करते रहेंगे. That you will keep following Guru's instruction. Agya Palan. This is very important. Do not get careless. Do not get lazy. Look, we have sanskars, tendencies from the past life. Right? So Maharaji gives an example like riding a bicycle. So if you ride a bicycle on a level surface, how much effort you put, the bicycle will go the speed. If you come to a steep hill, you think, hey, Bhagwan, how I'm going to do this? But if you really work hard and pedal, the bicycle goes on top of the hill. And when you're going down the hill, nothing. The bicycle goes by itself. No effort. So when the sanskars are good, sattva guna is predominating. We are governed by three modes of Maya, sattva guna, raja guna, tamo guna. One is always predominating. When sattva guna is predominating, it's easy to do sadhana. We feel joy, we get experiences, we think about Maharaji, Radharani, oh, I want to see. You shed tears. When Rajogun is predominating, oh, Maharaji say I should do, so I should do. And you do some and you get some benefit. When Tamogun is predominating, sanskars are bad. That time you don't want to do anything, you get depressed. Right? You feel, oh, nothing, I'm doing all this and nothing is happening. Right? So this, all you have to know is that this is a time of bad sanskars, that's all. The tamogun is predominating now. And it doesn't stay forever, it's going to go. Maharaji says at that time, you should do more sadhana. Just like when you come to the steep hill, and you really now pedal, you have to put more effort. But if you really work hard and you pedal, the bicycle goes on top. At that time, do more sadhana. And I found in my own personal experience, right, that time when the sanskars are bad, right, sometimes I used to be like in the beginning, and you're trying to do sadhana and you're falling asleep and you're bored and nothing. So then I thought, Maharaji says, do more sadhana. So I will do. And then you will find at that time, sometime because you're making so much effort, Maharaji gives more experience. Because he's seen my child is working so hard. He's making all this effort. So Guru gives even more grace at that time, more kripa. So don't just have faith in Maharaji. Yes, bad sanskars will come. All right? Because we are under Maya. Right? The more sadhana you do, the more you experience, the more higher you go, that will get less and less. But, so know that when the bad sanskars, so that time you will feel depressed, etc., nirasha aega. Don't tell, I have Maharaji, I don't have to worry. All right? Always know I have Maharaji. And he's always with me, he will help me. And make more effort. And everything will be all right. Guru takes care. All right?
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
So, you know, when Maharaji was around, it said that our bhakti, our devotion, whatever devotion we did, even if it was little, it got multiplied maybe 100 times, right? Just because he was there with us. It was also effortless, right? But the outcome was multiplied. So now our effort is the only effort, right? Like there is no multiplication of that.
No. That means that Guru is not there. This is our lacking. We don't have the faith that Maharaji is with me still. Maharaji is not gone anywhere. He's not there physically. We can't go and hug him or see him or like that. But he's there. Always have the faith, and that gets multiplied. Okay? Just as when he was here physically. Even now more. Because now he's seeing that without it, my absence, I'm not even there physically to scold and to do this, and yet my child is not being careless. My child is following my instruction. He gets even more happy, showers even more grace, more kripa. Is even better. In separation, the love increases. Huh? The absence, you know, is the saying in English?
Makes the heart grow.
Heart grow fonder. Love increases. Sometimes too much in association, you start finding fault. It's the nature of the mind. Right?
But the multiplication is happening.
It's happening. Just have the faith. All right? Because he's not gone. Don't ever think Maharaji is not here. He's here. He's here in Radha Madhav Dham. He's walking, everything that he used to do. We saw that video. He's doing all of that. Right? Use that. That he's still here. He's still walking. He's still walking in the hall. He's walking in the veranda. He's here with us all the time. All right? Yeah.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
So if we do, like, if we see a human and then we do Rup Dhyana of that human and then say that this is like Krishna, this is how Krishna looks, is that acceptable or not acceptable?
If you do what, sorry?
Like if we see a human and then you say this is how Krishna looks, and then you do Rup Dhyana of that human exactly how he looks, but say like this is Krishna, is that acceptable or not?
If you're using that to visualize Sri Krishna and the feeling is that this is what Krishna looks like, if the feeling is there, then it's okay. But if you're thinking this person is Krishna, then it's not there.
So it's mainly about the feeling.
The feeling. Yeah.
Thank
all right?
you.
Not that the person is Krishna. All right? Because the person is a worldly person. And he's going to do something wrong, make mistake, and then what's going to happen to you? You're going to get angry, you're going to get disappointed. You'll get negative feeling. So you have to be very careful. But if you're using that, the features to think this is what Krishna looks like and to help you to love Krishna is fine, but not the person.
Okay, thank
all
you.
Right?
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Is it possible to attain God without a guru?
No, impossible.
Oh.
So let me just explain, right? The reason being, God has a law, divine law. Niramal mana jana so mohi pava. Mohi kapat chal chidana bhava. So God says, only those who are pure in heart, pure mind, can know me, see me, attain me. I cannot tolerate deception, deceit, fraud. Now, who is going to make our heart, our mind pure? Can we do that? If we could have done that, we, the soul, have been in existence from uncountable lifetimes. Forget about one God realization, we would have attained thousands. So it means we cannot do it. To make the heart, the mind pure, we cannot do it. Now, can Shri Krishna do it? Yeah. Radharani, Shri Krishna can do it. But Shri Krishna says, no. You do it and then come to me. Shri Krishna is all-powerful, all-knowing, he can do anything. But he says, you make it pure and then come. So we cannot do it. Shri Krishna could do it, but he is saying, no, you make it pure and then come. So for that he has sent his people, his Jan, who we call Guru, his saint. That work of making the vessel, making our heart, our mind pure, only Guru can do. Right? That's why Guru is so important. Without Guru, nothing is possible spiritually. Okay? It's most important. Yeah. Over there.
Radhe Radhe Bhaiya.
Radhe Radhe.
Is sadhana bigger and better than seva?
No. Maharaj has always answered this. Both are important, but sadhana cannot be bigger than seva. The reason being, I explained to the little boy Keshav, he was asking about seva. We can be sitting here in the hall and doing sadhana, right? And our mind is all over the world. We are chanting Radhe Radhe, we are chanting Hari Bol, we are chanting Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, and our mind is all in the world. But when you're doing seva, seva means I am doing something for Hari Guru, for Radha Krishna, for Guru, then your mind is there. I am doing this for Guru, I am doing this, so your mind will be there, right? So seva, sadhana cannot be greater than seva, but we should do both. Right? Do not think I will do only seva and not do any sadhana. Sadhana is also important, to sit down and focus the mind. But the reason why seva is better is that because when you're doing the seva, you're thinking who I'm doing this for. Alright? So, but both are important, do both of them.
Bhaiya, if I do dawat, versus if I take a monetary thing from Didis and then pay seva, is that dawat is considered as nishkam, other seva is considered as sakam? Because I hear devotees always saying, oh no, we will do nishkam seva. But sometimes Didis gives us something and we love that thing. So is that considered as a sakam?
When we take things from divine entities, right? Gaurang Mahaprabhu said something very beautiful. He said, Bhakta Pada Jal, Bhakta Pada Dhuri, Bhakta Avashisht, Tin Mahabal. The water that washes the lotus feet of a saint, Charanamrit, the dust of his lotus feet, and his uchisht, something he has eaten, his juta, something he has worn, some clothes, etc. This is of great, great help to a devotee, to a bhakt, right? So, when we do it with that thing, that this is going to help my bhakti, knowing that this is a divine thing, is not material, then there's no sakam. Sakam has nothing to come there. Sakam means I want my happiness, right? You're doing this for your bhakti. So then there's no sakam. So whether you're doing dawat, do the dawat. Or you're taking some thing as this is a prashadi. The word is prashadi, right? I'm taking prashadi, uchisht in Sanskrit, right? This is to help my bhakti. This will help my bhakti, my love for Maharaji grow, for Radha Radhi. With that aim you're taking it. You're not taking it like in a world, oh, this I'm looking, look so beautiful. Not, not like that. But because it is going to help my bhakti, right? Then it's nishkam, then there's no sakam in that. Alright? Because I'm using it to help my bhakti. Right? So don't have this kind of feeling in your mind. But you must have the right feeling. Right? I'm taking this is prashadi. is given by a divine entity. This will help my bhakti. This will help me to love Maharaji more, to help me to love Radharani more. Right? Do dawat also, do everything. Over there.
Bhaiya, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
What's the significance of wearing Radhe Shami in the hall?
Okay. So when we're doing sadhana, this is one of the things Shri Maharaji recommended for us to do. You see, in this Radhe Shami, or the shawl, so there's the name of God, and in this case, Guru also. There's also Gurave Namaha everywhere. So when we take this especially and we wrap it around us, when you're doing sadhana, the feeling is that all over me I have God. And remember, God resides in the name. Radharani is in the name. Guru is in the name. So I have God and Guru all over me. It helps in your sadhana when you're doing sadhana. And this was Maharaji recommended when we're doing sadhana to wear Radhe Shami, to wear a shawl. It helps for you to increase your feeling, that feeling. All over me, I have Maharaji, I have Radharani, I have Sri Krishna, all over me. Right? So I know sometimes we wear it like a tie, but it's better to wear it like this, open and over you. Right? So you have that feeling. And that's the reason why.
Radhe Radhe Bhaiya.
Radhe Radhe.
Bhaiya, I read in the Banshaliji's book that you met Maharaji first time, then you rejected, but finally you got Maharaji as a guru. Any other incident you have in your meeting with Maharaji where you want to share and it inspires?
I rejected?
No. You want to go back. I think you said.
Oh yeah. So right. When that's in the book. Okay. I have to read that book. Look, I did not know who is Maharaji, so a friend insisted to go to accompany him, right? And I didn't want to go. I had developed negative feeling for someone who was there, so I didn't want to go, and I was planned to go somewhere else. Right? Because there was holidays at the same time, sadhana, and I was attending Sanskrit University, and they were having holidays the same time, 1 month. So it coincided. So he wanted to go there, not to see Maharaji just like a tourist, but he was being told by the people who sponsored him in India to go there. And we were close friends, so he kept insisting I go. And I say, no, I don't want to go there. And that person, I don't like that person. And if she's like that, then how would the Guru would be like? And this kind of feeling in my mind. So then we were in Banaras, Varanasi. And this is a very old city. And it's very crowded. A lot of place of pilgrimage. So we had to go for tuition, different places. And so every one of us had bicycles. You can't drive a car, and we don't even have a car anyhow. So we take bicycle and ride everywhere. So a few of us were riding, and suddenly 2 bicycles clash. And I got a huge cut in my foot. The mark is still there. A huge cut, the bone, they could see the bone. And I ended up in a math, Ramakrishna math. There was a Swami who we used to go to learn Vedant, but he was a doctor also. So we went there since I knew him, and he told my friend, get a tetanus injection for me. And then he started sewing this thing, no anesthesia, this is a whole city. About 18 stitches, right? And then he said, go walk. And I said, well, I can walk. So I couldn't walk. Anyhow, I was staying with, this person told me to come, he was staying with a family. And then the preacher told Maharaji that this boy wants to come, my friend. So there, at that time, a person who became Maharaji's driver later on. His name was Sanjay. He's there now, still with DDC's drive and all that. So he was at that time in Banaras, and he was used to, go to these doctors and give them samples of drugs and all these things, the different drugs and all that. That was his work. So, pharmacist. So Maharaji told him to come and talk to this boy. And when he came there, I was lying on a cot right there. I couldn't go anywhere. So I was listening their conversation. He was telling this boy, and the boy was, and so I started asking questions also. What happens there? So he says 24 hours there's bhajan kirtan. At that time I was a jnani. I didn't like too much of, I thought singing is for foolish people. I couldn't sing to start with. I couldn't sing to save my life. If I would sing, everybody would start booing. One time I got booed from Maharaji also too. And so I didn't like singing, and I was more jnani. So I said, does he give lecture? Yes. And that time I didn't know Hindi. So I said, does he give lecture in English? No, Maharaji speaks Sanskrit. Hindi, hey Bhagwan, 24 hours bhajan, kirtan. There's lecture, but I can't understand, so I said, I'm not going. Anyhow, he told me, you should come too. I said, like this. But my friend kept insisting. So I told him I will go with him. But the Ramakrishna Math that I was attending, I had asked the Swami that his guru was coming, and if I would be able to get Diksha, initiation. So he said, didn't you do Diksha? As a young boy growing up, a Pandit has, I did Janeva Sanskar and this thing, and they said, that's your guru now. I said, yes, but that's not what I want. He said, what do you want? I said, I want to find a true guru. I read that guru has to be God realized. And this Pandit is just a Pandit, worldly person. I want a true guru, someone who's attained God. So he said to me, what you're looking for is very good, but you can't find the guru, guru finds you. In other words, even his guru is not guru. Right? He's accepting that in all his organization. When the true guru leaves, somebody sits on the Singhasan on the throne, and then everybody calls him Guruji, just the organization to go on. So even now I said, okay, still I will take initiation. So I said, look, the guru is coming, so we have to come back, in a week time. 3-4 days we'll spend, and promise me? He said, yes, I promise. But I just need you to go with me. So we went. And it happened like that. 3-4 days went. And I didn't understand anything about this bhakti. People are crying, and some lady starts crying and starts running. Another one starts running after her. Hey, Bhagavan. I thought these people are so crazy. I didn't know about bhav and bhakti and all these things. So then, and we would talk. I'm not supposed to be talking Maun. That time Maharaji was very strict with Maun. But all the foreigners stayed in one room, and that's all they will do, talk. About where they went and which guru and which person, and we talked also. When Maharaji would be in the hall, we'll go. When he leave, we run away, go back to the room, sleep, like that. So I said, look, I told my friend, I had promised you I would come 3-4 days, and 3 days something had gone, and this is all crazy. These people are all crazy. You're just screaming and crying and running. Let's leave this place. He agreed. So we packed our bags. And we're going to leave tomorrow morning. In the same evening, I just went to the hall around 4 p.m. That time, Shri Maharaj used to have his dinner at 4 p.m. at that time. The time changed. Later on, it became 11 a.m. or something. But at that time, it used to be 4 p.m. So he would have dinner. But he wasn't. He was in his house, and this is the small hall, the old hall. So I went, and in my mind I'm saying, the kirtan was going on, and I said, in my mind I'm saying, bye, I came, like this, and I'm going to go. In my mind I'm saying like this. And then something happened to me. Right? And I was searching. One of the reasons when I went to India was to look for a true guru. And as I told the Swami also. And then something happened. I got an experience that I never felt before. I had met many Swamis and seen people do miracles and all kinds of things, but this experience was beyond anything that I ever experienced in my life, in the world. And I knew it was something divine. And I felt that I am so dirty. that I'm not, right. I'm not deserving for such an experience. But I knew it was divine. Immediately came in my mind, Maharaji is the Guru. The feeling was so powerful that I knew he's the Guru. So I said to my friend, okay, you go ahead. We are packed. I didn't tell him why. I said, you go, I'm going to stay a few more days. I just want to stay a few more days. So he left. And now what do I do? Right? So I didn't know if to jump, if to scream, if to run. I mean, this thing is so powerful, right? Now, who to speak to? I don't know anyone. There's one person, but I don't like the person. The person happened to be a preacher. And I didn't want to go for that same reason. But I didn't know anyone else, so I went to her and said, can I speak to you? Would you give me some time? She said, yes. Come at this time. There used to be a little garden in front of the small hall. I think it was called Seva Kunj at that time. Please come here and we'll talk. So she came. I went there. I told her what happened. And she said, you're very, very lucky. Maharaji has showered his grace upon you. I said, I told her, I said, I haven't met Ram, I haven't met Krishna. I didn't know any philosophy. But he is everything. He is a Bhagwan. That feeling was so powerful. This is not just a man, right? And I told her my feelings about her and all that too, and she laughed. And then I said, can I meet him? Can I, meet him? Will he talk to me? She said, yeah, he meets everyone. So she told Maharaji, and Maharaji said, yes, bring him. So then I went and she told Maharaji what happened, and Maharaji smiled and said, wo hamara ho gaya. He's become mine. And then he said, I'm going to make him my preacher. The first time I'm meeting him, he said, he's going to make me my preacher. He's going to make me his preacher. And then he said, what is he doing, by the way? She said, he's studying Sanskrit in Varanasi. She said, okay, tell him to go back there, because I do not know Hindi or Sanskrit, so she's translating for me. So then he said, tell him to go back and study, and when he finished, I will teach him. So I said, Maharaji, my whole aim for coming to India was to meet a guru, true guru. And I met him. I never thought I would. I was willing to accept the fake, right? And now I have met you and you tell me leave. I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying in Mangar. He said, no, you have to, later on you will have to preach, teach Bhagavad, and this will help you. So as much as you can learn, it will help you. And I said, okay, Guru Agya, but I couldn't leave. Now I had gone for 3-4 days, I stayed 2 months. It was so difficult to leave. Eventually I did, but every opportunity I get, I would run back and run wherever he is, go to meet him like that. It's a little idea of the thing. So it's like that. All right. So, is there anybody else has a present question? Okay. Okay, one last one here.
Radhe Radhe Bhaiya. Thank you so much for sharing your experience. And I'm curious, how do you realize those experiences, right? Sometimes very strong will happen. How do you discriminate from the thoughts of the mind? You're not making things versus how do you really understand the inner?
Right, so that's not been brainwashed or something. So the thing is that, I was about 28 years old. I had experienced the world, things in the world. And I could differentiate. I was not a little child. I could differentiate, this is not a material thing. And I had met other Swamis and had gotten experiences, right? I had met one who made things appear, miracles, and then we did something called Kriya Yoga, and he made us hold a rope and you felt like electricity going through you. So I've experienced things in the world, meeting other Swamis. What I felt then was beyond everything and beyond anything in the world. What it is, I can't explain, but I knew it was not material. I knew it was divine. And it was so powerful. I told you, I felt like, I didn't know if to jump, if to cry, if to run. I was going totally crazy. I didn't know because it was so powerful. And I felt I wasn't deserving for it. That I am so dirty. And this is such a pure, divine thing. It's all this kripa, Guru grace, right? What it is, in that way I can just say, but to tell you what it is exactly, it's difficult, right? But I knew it's not material. And it's not I'm making up something in my mind. He wasn't even there. He was eating food in his house, which was like, like from here to all the way Kalindi, not as far as Kalindi, by Govardhan. You have to walk that distance to go to his home. So he's not even there, right? I was in the hall and Kirtan was going on. Okay. Yeah. All right, so I think that will be enough. Ladli Lal Ki Jai. Srimad Sadguru Sarkar Ki Jai. Radha Rani Ki Jai. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. So, we're going to have something special as we're about to finish. Would you make an announcement or you want me to explain it? All right, so we had this Maun Sadhana Shivir, this intensive, and many of you came and more were here and some had to leave. And we all benefited in some way. I'm sure every one of us benefited in some way. And so the benefit that we feel and get is only through Maharaji's grace. There's nothing our doing, right, or anything, only His grace, not even my doing. This is all Maharaji's grace. So in order to, when we complete our intensive, we want to give thanks to Maharaji, to Sri Maharaji. So we will have Guru Pujan, right? We'll have Guru Pujan where we will go up and the Charan Paduka of Sri Maharaji, right? This Charan Paduka represents Sri Maharaji's lotus Charan, right? Even when Bharatji went to Chitrakoot to bring Ram back to Ayodhya, and he knew he could not bring him back, he said to Ram, I'm asking you for one thing. Give me your Charan Paduka, the wooden slippers. For him, that was Ram itself. Bharat put that in his head. He didn't put it anywhere, he took it in his head and took it back to Ayodhya. Bharat never sat on the throne. He put the Charan Paduka on the throne. And every day he will go and speak to the Charan Paduka. Before he would do anything, he would take instruction. So, to him, this was Sri Ram himself. For us, the Charan Paduka is Maharaji himself. When we do Charan Pujan, we are actually doing Maharaji's Charan Pujan. Alright? So this is a great, great blessing for us to be able to do Charan Pujan. So we'll have Bhajan, Kirtan, and then all of us will get the opportunity to go and do the Charan Pujan of Sri Maharaji. Okay? Jai.
Guru
Please form a line, boys first, then women from here.
Sharanam Vandeham Sadguru Charanam
Guru Kripalur Mama Sharanam Vandeham Sadguru Charanam
Guru Kripalur Mama Sharanam Vandeham Sadguru Charanam
Guru Kripalur
कृपालुर्मम शरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणं
गुरु कृपालुर्मम शरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणं
मङ्गलमपि मङ्गलकरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणं
मङ्गलमपि मङ्गलकरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणं
मङ्गलमपि मङ्गलकरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणं
मङ्गलमपि मङ्गलकरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणं
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणं
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणं
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणं
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणं
गुरुः कृपालुर्मम शरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणं
गुरु कृपालुर्मम शरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणं
गुरु कृपालुर्मम शरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणं
गुरु कृपालुर्मम शरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणं
मायामोहजाल हरणं मायामोहजाल हरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणं
मायामोहजालहरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणं
मायामोहजाल हरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणं
मायामोहजालहरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणं
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणं
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणं
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणं
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणं
गुरु कृपालुर्मम शरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणं
गुरु कृपालुर्मम शरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणं
गुरुः कृपालुर्मम शरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणं
गुरु कृपालुर्मम शरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणं
गोपी प्रेम भाव भरणम गोपी प्रेम भाव भरणम वंदे हम सद्गुरु चरणम
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 गुरु कृपालुर मम शरणम वंदे हम 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 सद्गुरु चरणम
कृपया पंचकोश जरणम 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 वंदे हम सद्गुरु चरणम
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 गुरु
कृपालुर्मम शरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
गुरु कृपालुर्मम शरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
योगक्षेमवहनकरणं योगक्षेमवहनकरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
योगक्षेमवहनकरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
योगक्षेमवहनकरणं योगक्षेमवहनकरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
योगक्षेमवहनकरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
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 सद्गुरुचरणम् हो गुरु कृपालुर्मम शरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
गुरु कृपालुर्मम शरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
गुरुः कृपालुर्मम शरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
गुरु कृपालुर्मम शरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
अशरण शरणम् अशरण शरणं गुरुचरणम् अशरण शरणं गुरुचरणम् वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
अशरण शरणं गुरुचरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
अशरण शरणं गुरुचरणम् वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
अशरण शरणं गुरुचरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
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 गुरुः कृपालुर्मम शरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
गुरु कृपालुर्मम शरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
गुरुः कृपालुर्मम शरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
गुरु कृपालुर्मम शरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
राधा कृष्ण प्रेम भरणं राधा कृष्ण राधा कृष्ण राधा कृष्ण प्रेम भरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
राधा कृष्ण प्रेम प्रेमभरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
राधा कृष्ण प्रेम भरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरु चरणम्
राधा कृष्ण प्रेमभरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
राधा कृष्ण प्रेम भरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरु चरणम्
राधा कृष्ण प्रेमभरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
गुरु कृपालुर्मम शरणं 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 वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
प्रेम याचते नहीं तरणम प्रेम याचते नहीं तरणम वन्देऽहं सद्गुरु चरणम
प्रेम याचते नहि तरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
प्रेम याचते नहीं तरणम वन्देऽहं सद्गुरु चरणम
प्रेम याचते नहि तरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
अशरण शरणं गुरुचरणं 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 वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
गुरु कृपालुर्मम शरणं 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 वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
त्रिगुण त्रिताप पाप हरणं त्रिगुण त्रिताप पाप हरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
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 प्रेमयाचते नहि तरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
प्रेमयाचते नहि तरणम् वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
राधा कृष्ण प्रेम भरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
राधा कृष्ण प्रेम भरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
योगक्षेम वहन करणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
योगक्षेम वहन करणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
गोपी प्रेम भाव भरणं 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 वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
माया मोहजाल हरणं 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 वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
ओ वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
ओ वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
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 सद्गुरुचरणम् सद्गुरुचरणम् सद्गुरुचरणम् सद्गुरुचरणम् सद्गुरुचरणम् सद्गुरुचरणम् सद्गुरुचरणम् सद्गुरुचरणम् सद्गुरुचरणम् सद्गुरुचरणम् सद्गुरुचरणम् सद्गुरुचरणम् सद्गुरुचरणम् सद्गुरुचरणम् सद्गुरुचरणम् सद्गुरुचरणम् गुरु
कृपालुर्मम शरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
गुरु कृपालुर्मम शरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
गुरु कृपालुर्मम शरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
गुरु कृपालुर्मम शरणं
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम् Whoever has not done the Guru Pujan, you can go, and after that we'll do Aarti. गुरु कृपालुर्मम शरणं वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
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 वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
गुरु कृपालुर्मम शरणं 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 वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
वन्देऽहं सद्गुरुचरणम्
We can all stand for the Aarti, and if you have sponsored the Aarti, you can please come forward.
आरती प्रीतम प्यारी की बनवारी नथवारी की आरती प्रीतम प्यारी की बनवारी नथवारी की दोहन सिर कनक मुकुट झलके, दोहन श्रुति कुंडल भल हलके, दोहन दृग प्रेम सुधा छलके, शसीले बैन रसीले नैन, कसीले सैन, दोहन मैनन मन हारी की बनवारी नतवारी की, आरती प्रीतम प्यारी की बनवारी नतवारी की, दोहनी दृग चितवनी परवारी, दोहनी लट लट कनी छवि न्यारी, दोहनी भाव मटकनी अति प्यारी, रसन मुख पान हसन मुस्कान, दसन दम कान, दोहनी बेसर छवि न्यारी की बनवारी नतवारी की, आरती प्रीतम प्यारी की बनवारी नतवारी की, एक और पीतांबर फहरै, एक और नीलांबर लहरै, दोहन उरलर मोतिन छहरै, कंकनन खनक किंकिनिन झनक नूपुरन भनक, दोहन रुन झुन धुनि प्यारी की बनवारी नतवारी की, आरती प्रीतम प्यारी की बनवारी नतवारी की, एक सिर मोर मुकुट राजै, एक सिर चूनरी छवि छाजै, दोहन सिर तिरछे भल भ्राजै, संग ब्रजबाल लाडली लाल बाह गल डाल, कृपालु दोहन दृग चारी की बनवारी नतवारी की, आरती प्रीतम प्यारी की बनवारी नतवारी की, आरती प्रीतम प्यारी की बनवारी नतवारी। जयति जगद गुरु गुरुवर की, गाओ मिली आरती रसिक वर की, गाओ गाओ मिली आरती रसिक वर की, गुरु पद नख मणि चंद्रिका प्रकाश, जाके उर बसे ताके मोह तम नाश, जाके माथ नाथ तव हाथ करवास, खाते होए माया मोह सब ही निराश, पावे गति मति रति राधावर की, गाओ मिली आरती रसिक वर की, गाओ गाओ मिली आरती रसिक वर की, अरे मन मूढ़ छाड़ू नारी नर हाथ, गुरु बिनु ब्रह्म श्याम हूँ न देंगे साथ, कोमल कृपाल बड़े कृपा सिंधुनाथ, पाके इन्हें आज तू अनाथ हो सनाथ, इन्हीं के आधीन कृपा गिरिधर की, गाओ मिली आरती रसिक वर की, गाओ गाओ मिली आरती रसिक वर की। भक्ति योग रस अवतार अभिराम, करे निगमागम समन्वय ललाम। श्यामा श्याम नाम रूप लीला गुण धाम, बाटी रहे प्रेम निष्काम बिनु दाम। हो रही सफल काया नारी नर की, गाओ मिली आरती रसिक वर की। गाओ गाओ मिली आरती रसिक वर की। लली लाल लीला का सलोना सुविलास, छाया दिव्य दृष्टि बिच प्रेम का प्रकाश। वैसा ही विनोद वही मंजू मृदुहास, करे बस बर बस उच्च अट्टहास। जय हो झूमी चले चा वही नटवर की, गाओ मिली आरती रसिक वर की। गाओ गाओ मिली आरती रसिक वर की। जयति जगत गुरु गुरुवर की, गाओ मिली आरती रसिक वर की। गाओ गाओ मिली आरती रसिक वर की। बोलिए श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की जय। जगत गुरुत्तम श्री कृपालु जी महाराज की जय। श्री रासेश्वरी राधा रानी की जय। श्री भक्ति धाम की जय। श्री कृपालु धाम मनगढ़ की जय। श्री राधा माधव धाम की जय। जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे।
Radhe Radhe. After taking Aarti, please form 2 lines. You will receive prasad from Maheshwaranand Bhaiya. After taking Aarti, please form 2 lines for prasad from Maheshwaranand Bhaiya. Radhe Radhe.